Welcome to Cure Your Type 2 Diabetes. You're visiting this site because you or a loved one has been diagnosed with diabetes or has been diabetic for a while. You're looking for answers. You're looking for things to try to change and transform your life. This is my story. I did a lot of research to find information that would change my life, and I have found it. I made some simple lifestyle changes to get myself off medication, and I can confidently say that I did it. My ultimate aim is to eradicate my diabetes completely. The success I've experienced made me create this program that can be available to people like you so that you can change and transform your life. Before I share my program with you, allow me to tell you something about myself, my background, and how I started. In 2001, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I was devastated and concerned for my future. I believed that my life was over. I left the doctor's surgery with instructions and information about what I needed to do to control my diabetes. To be honest, I was completely overwhelmed. I didn't take in much of the information that was given to me. I found it difficult to come to terms with the diagnosis. I read the information leaflet and started to comply. I was frustrated because I didn't feel well. I kept going back to the doctor, and every time he added more and more medication to my prescription. I took the medication as prescribed, continued to exercise, but I still didn't feel well. I was getting more and more frustrated because I wanted answers to my problems. I was labeled as a difficult patient simply because I kept asking my doctors and specialists questions that could not be answered. They told me I needed to comply and all would be well. But all was not well. I started to gain weight, I had very little energy, and I found that my memory was poor. My eyesight was deteriorating, and it was difficult for me to make simple decisions about my business and my life. I was actually aware of all of these changes, but I had no control over it. In order to survive, I knew that I needed to take control of the diabetes before it took control of me. I discussed my fears with someone who used to work for me. He suggested that I travel to China and consult with his uncle, who was a senior herbalist in a well-respected hospital. Without hesitation, I made all the necessary arrangements and traveled to China. I spent 9 days there. I went through a series of tests, was finally prescribed a mixture of herbs that were only available locally. So I bought 6 months' supplies and returned to the UK. I started using them every morning and experienced some positive results. I had more energy. Unfortunately, over time, the benefits disappeared. I then decided to go to India and have embryonic stem cell treatment. This was against all medical and social advice. I was told that I could die from this treatment as it hadn't been tried and tested. I was prepared to take the risk because I felt that I was dying from my diabetes. I had the stem cell treatment for over 2 years. The first 5 cycles lasted for 10 to 20 days. The 6th and the final cycle of embryonic stem cell treatment lasted for 9 weeks. Whilst I was in India, my blood sugar was normalized and I felt great. Within a few weeks of returning to the UK, my blood sugar levels started to rise. I was advised to start taking insulin to bring my blood sugar down. I didn't agree with this advice as I felt as though I would enter a vicious cycle. I was distraught and desperate, but I was determined to have my life back. I decided to make some simple but major changes to my life. I made dietary, exercise, and monitoring changes to my life. I started to wean myself off medication. I started documenting everything I did in relation to my diabetes. I recorded my blood sugar levels and all the food that I ate in a 24-hour period. By making the changes and keeping detailed records, I was able to slowly get myself off all my medication over a 16-week period. I was finally free from all my medication. I made these changes to my life under the watchful eyes of an expert, a specialist in the area of diabetes and glaucoma. His name is Professor Charles Clark. For those of you who may be struggling with your diabetes, I will share the secret of my success with you bit by bit. You need to consume this information and, most importantly, follow my instructions to the letter. I will be available to support you and give you advice throughout the whole process. Professor Clark will also be joining us on webinars to answer your questions. At the end of this program, you, like me, will have a life free from medication and have your life back. This program is not done by guesswork. I will provide you with a roadmap that I have successfully applied to myself. The cost of this program is just $97 per month, or $527 for 6 months, or $997 for a whole year. Simply click on the buy button to have your life back. Choose the payment option that suits you, enter your credit card details, and press submit. Once you've done that, you are on the road to a brand new life. I will see you on the other side.